I'm going to start off with a quick video, and this is the teaser video that I sent out today for a presentation that I am doing next Wednesday at 1 p.m. with the Board of Realtors that is going to be syndicated across the country. The market's shifting. Now what? Hi, I'm Realtor Lee Rosa, and with 2,000 closings since 2005, I have marched through the mud of the last market shift. And in today's rapidly changing market, gaining and maintaining market share is crucial. Join us Wednesday, June 5th at 1 p.m. Eastern. The board is putting on a Zoom class, Gaining Market Share in a Shifting Market. We will go into detail on 7 proven tactics that will help you thrive in the new market. Register today and let's take market share together. So we will be sending out the link to register. It'll be an hour Zoom. And today I'm going to do a little quick run on 3 of the tactics with you guys. All right. So the truth is shifts happen. It's a play on words, and that's the gist of the presentation. So these are the 7 tactics that I'm going to be reviewing in the presentation next week. And today we're going to go through 3 of them. Mindset and action. We're going to go through find the motivated, and of course, lead conversion. So which brings me to my initial thoughts of what is a shift. Inventory is climbing. Home buyers are more reluctant than ever. Buyer agent compensation conversation. This is a big one. Are we going to get paid what we're worth, and can we hold those conversations? Sellers are increasingly out of touch. We're starting to see that. I hear venting about that every single day in this office. Sellers want this, and that's not the market. We're moving away from a market of speed to a market of skill. In other words, speed versus exactly what to say. Anxiety with agents, anxiety with sellers, anxiety with buyers is high. And the truth be said, same thing happened in 79, same thing happened in 87, same thing happened in 2006, and it's happening again today. The difference between each one of those is that this shift has been deemed not temporary. This one is going to be forever. And the main reason is the compensation part is not guaranteed going forward. Working with a buyer in the past meant you got compensated, and going forward, unless we are very good at conveying value, that's where things will be different. So what is a shift? Understanding that real estate is cyclical. What goes up must come down, but what goes down won't stay there. Shifts happen. They're never unexpected, but they are very rarely predictable. As Gary says every year, shift's going to happen, shift's going to happen, shift's going to happen. And all signs point that it should have happened 2, 3, 4 years ago. But then COVID money came out, pushed this market a lot farther. So they're never predictable, but they are always expected. So what is a shift? We move from a seller's market to a buyer's market, or a buyer's market to a seller's market. We're going to talk about that in detail. Shifts move from one to the other. That is what a shift is. We are now moving from a seller's market to a buyer's market. So what are the markets? Well, a buyer's market is when inventory is over 7 months. A balanced market is 5 to 7 months of inventory. And a seller's market is anytime there is less than 5 months of inventory. Now, if you don't know how to calculate month supply of inventory, we provide you these statistics every single month. So when you look and you see, hey, in Hollywood Hills, inventory is at 7 months. Well, when you look at where it was 2 years ago, it was at half a month of inventory. And so the pendulum has started to move the other direction. This is one of my favorite slides that doesn't make a lot of sense until it's shared and interpreted. So watch my mouse. As the amount of income goes up in a market, 2021, 2022, 2023, as the amount of income goes up, the amount of agents getting their license and coming into the market goes up. Why? Because they're told that everyone can make money in real estate. There's a lot of money in real estate. Come get into the business. But as the market turns, which means the amount of closings start to shrink, the amount of agents that come into the business continue to increase. They don't get the memo. They don't hear, hey, the market has turned. There's less opportunity because there's less closings with more licenses. That creates an energy of survival. Because think about it like this. An agent like myself, I'm going to do what is necessary to succeed. So think of a pie of pizza. There's 8 slices in a pie of pizza. I know every year I'm going to eat 2 slices. I know I'm going to eat 2 slices, but there's only 8 slices, and there's a room full of people that want pizza. So the question becomes, will you get your unfair share and survive while the amount of income continues to go down that's available in the market? The key here in this equation, or the shift equilibrium, when the income starts going up, which is what happened in 2021, 2022, the amount of agents will continue to come out of the business. So that we must survive to thrive in a shift. And today I'm going to share with you some of the tactics to make that happen. You guys ready to dive in? So the first thing is getting our head right. Get real, get right. Get our mindset right. Because 90% of success is what goes on between our ears. If we're not thinking we can win, if we're not thinking that we can succeed, all bets are off. We have to understand that there's 2 different shifts that happen. The first is a mental shift, and that is that we can't control the market. We can never control the market. However, the second shift is our action shift, what we actually do. Too many times agents go, oh my God, the market, it's horrible, things aren't working. Well, yeah, because you're doing the exact same things you were doing when things were good. We must change our action, which is the second shift. Taking the right action is just as important as taking action. So we have to take ownership of 2 critical things. And those critical things is lead generation and number 2, lead conversion. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So the first one is generating business, but the second is actually converting them to income. With that said, practicing dialogues is imperative. Yesterday, we had 2 agents out of 170 in this office practicing dialogues with me yesterday. Practicing dialogues has to be part of your day for, if you're a new agent, at least 2 hours. At least 2 hours every single day practicing what to say. Because if you don't, all bets are off. As a new agent, you have such an advantage versus an agent who's been in the business 5 years. Because an agent who's been in the business 5 years thinks that a good market is all that there is. You as a newer agent don't know what you don't know, but if you learn what to say, you have every tool necessary along with a strong mindset. When you focus on generating business, it provides 2 gifts. Gift number 1 is that you're in the trenches and you hear and see what's going on. You hear what objections are out there. You can speak to sellers and buyers that are actively in the market. And 2, when you focus on generating business, you have the opportunity to work on conversion rates, which is tracking your numbers and knowing exactly what's going on. So that moves me to one of my favorite quotes. And I want you guys to think about this and internalize this quote. If your ship doesn't come in, swim out to it. What that says to me is, if you know that's where it is, and you know it's not coming in, swim or die. Say that again. Get in the water and swim, or get in a coffin and wait. Let that sink in. Go get it. So the number 1 challenge in any market shift is finding the motivated, finding those that are willing to do what it takes to buy and sell real estate, no matter the state of the market. By doing that, we have to double our efforts. What does that mean? Speak to twice as many people as you think you have to, and double the service area that you will service. If you aren't generating motivated people within a 30-minute drive of where you want to work, go an hour and find more people that are willing to do business farther away from your comfort zone. Searching for the 6 have-to sellers. In a normal market, those that want to do business will do business. In a shifting market, we look for the people who have to sell. And have tos, by definition, simply mean that the decision to do business is really outside of their control. And so who are the 6? Death, divorce, debt, diamonds, diapers, and the job, relocation. Each one of those, the sale is really, or the purchase is outside of their control. Someone had they're in a 1-bedroom studio and they just had twins. They're moving. At some point, the pain's gonna get big enough that they're making the move. Yeah, well, the true nature of a shift is that the competitors reveal themselves. Those that are unwilling to swim out to the ship don't make it. And in this business, not making it means that you build tremendous debt. File bankruptcy, go through a divorce. None of that is fun. And yet, the reality of a shift, the true competitors, those that will not take no, who will fight status quo, survive and then thrive. Those that are competitive, those that are willing to change their tactics, brings us to the leads challenge. And I'm going to read this to you. If your goal is to make $100,000, $250,000, $700,000 last year, this year, the next year, you will want to make the same whether the market is shifting or not. Can we agree?
Yes.
We said we were competitive, right?
Yes.
If you know what your income goal is and you understand the amount of sales you need, because understand that if your goal is to make $100,000 and your average commission is $10,000, just means you have to close 10 transactions. It's a numbers game. So if you know what the number is, what changes is the amount of appointments you will need, because we have to find those that will do what it takes to sell and perform in a market like today. What changes in a shift, the leads challenge, is simply the amount of activities that we have to do differently. The things that we must say differently. That's the difference. Because people will still buy and sell real estate no matter if the market is hot or the market is cold. Trust me, I went through a market where the government had to pay people to buy real estate. Yes, 2009. The government paid people because no one was buying real estate to actually buy real estate. We're nowhere near that today, but that was a free fall of agent population. Believe that. Next, on lead generation and finding the motivated. Data is the new oil. See, lead generation, generating leads, is a contact sport with simple rules. You make contact with people, you have conversations with people through picking up the phone or paying for marketing to have them contact you. It's the only way we generate leads. We either actively go out and get it, or we pay to have them contact us. Or we sit at open houses and hope that they show up. Those are really the options. Once you meet somebody or you have a conversation with someone, one of two things can happen. They're either going to buy real estate right now or they're going to buy real estate later. That's really the only two options, because everyone needs a roof over their head, so they will eventually do real estate. Whether they're going to rent or buy, they're either going to do it right now or they're going to do it later. Either way, once you've met someone, we must put them into our database. Key in this business is to follow up with them forever, because the key game of this business is creating what's called emotional proximity. And that is, when they think of real estate, do they think of you? And the only way you do that is by staying in front of them, by communicating with them actively and, of course, passively. Would you believe that the top teams in our company have upwards of 40,000, 50,000 70,000 contacts in their database. Why? Because they understand that data, having their information, is longevity in this business. So think of Command as a data bank. And if you're not putting people inside Command every day, deposits into the bank, we have a bare bank account. And it's a direct correlation that the top teams understand that every day they are feeding their database with data because data is the new oil. In a seller's market, the market we were just in, everyone wants to sell. Why? Because they get top dollar for their home. In a buyer's market, the market we are in and moving rapidly into strongly, the key is to ask your database, who do you know having trouble selling your home? Because that's our value, to help sell homes that didn't sell the first time. Which moves us to the last point that I am going to review here, which is getting to the table, which is lead conversion. So again, mindset is everything. Be clear. Your job is not to sit on appointments. Your job is to take listings with both buyers and sellers, which is the conversion part that I'm referring to. So if you look at it this way, if you do lead generation and you do not get a name and a number, what good is it? If you get a name and number and you can't set an appointment, what good is the name and the number? As important as lead generation activities are, if you can't get a name, number, and ultimately an appointment, what have we really accomplished? And this is the mindset we must have going into every single day, that our job is to sit on appointments, and moving us down a conveyor belt every day is our job. We wear two hats as professional real estate agents. One is to generate business, and the other is to service it. If we do not focus more attention on generating business, we will be the greatest agents that never are. We'll be really good, but we'll have no one to work with. This is vital to understand in lead conversion. Conversion is critical. So lead conversion is a process that gets interpreted as an event. Lead conversion is a process that gets interpreted as an event that occurs just kind of on its own, but it's actually a skill. It's a skill that we must work on every single day by failing forward. Getting out there, having conversations, being rejected, embracing the lessons in that, and growing and evolving. Believe this or not, 80% of appointments will actually come from lead follow-up. They're not going to come from the first time you talk to somebody. They're going to come from following up, and then being ready at the moment that you speak to them. This is a crazy statistic. NAR does a survey every single year, and 66% of all buyers and sellers only interview one agent. In the other 37%, 50% of those only interview two agents. So the key is to get to buyers and sellers first and have urgency. It goes back to the ship conversation. If the ship is out there and you know, hey, the only way I'm going to make money is sitting on appointments, what are you sitting here all day or at home all day doing? It should be going out, finding people ready to do business every single day because your income depends on it. And in Ask Lee Anything, I talk about this a lot, and it's the decision continuum. Some people are yeses, some people are no. But your key is, if they're a no, to get them to a maybe no. Are they a maybe? Let's move them to a maybe yes, so that we can help them self-discover what's right and wrong, or good or bad in their goals. Help them through moving through this decision continuum. And understand this, objections and conditions. Objections are a question in the mind of the consumer, and conditions are a matter of fact. Anytime there's an objection, our job is to handle the objection by asking more questions and see what the misunderstanding is. If it's a condition, our job is to offer services until they are ready to do business. So I'll give you an example. If someone says mortgage rates are too high, A way to handle that is, would you be open-minded if the seller bought down your rate to get your rate and your payment more affordable? Here's a condition. My credit sucks. Okay? So, how open-minded would you be to meet with our loan officer who will help you repair your credit so we could get you under contract into a house by the end of the year? One is an objection, one is a condition. They have bad credit, they can't buy real estate. That's a condition. However, if we offer a service, we can then stay in emotional proximity.